Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another daily live stream. How's everyone doing today? I see people in chat chatting it up. I love to see it. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see you. And hopefully that stays in place there. It's another day. How we doing today? It's a cool day here in Chicago. It's really been, autumn is here, fall is here. And so I don't really care for the colder weather, but I'll take it. It's better than snow. So, and it's another day of working on my journey, being accountable. This is an accountability live stream for anybody who might be new here. These live streams are for all of us to share how we're doing. This is a place where I will share how my days, how my weeks, how almost 2 years of my journey has been going. I share what I eat, what I weigh in at, how I'm feeling. And this is also a chance for you to do the same. You'll see people in chat sharing right now, talking about where they're at and sharing amazing progress. But you might also have some people sharing the opposite, where they might be struggling. And this is also where I share the same thing. I don't always have good days. I've been doing this now. What's today? Today's day 716 of my journey. Not every single day is going to be perfect or good or great. Some days are going to be bad. Some days might be awful. But the thing that doesn't change is I don't turn my back away from it. Did I say that right? I don't turn my back away from it. I don't turn my back away from my journey because this journey is my life. Your journey is your life. Your health and happiness should be one of the top things that you are prioritizing. I can't even continue because I just got a super chat. I got 2 super chats. Miss Peaceful One with a $5 super chat. Miss Peaceful One, thank you for the support as always. Miss Peaceful One with the $5 super chat says, hi, fasting family. Currently 48 hours fasted and feeling great. Congrats, Miss Peaceful One. I pray everyone is doing well and is trusting the journey, highs and lows. And that's well said. That's what this means as well. When it comes to your journey, do you trust it? Do you trust in what you're doing? Are you able to accept the good and the bad? If you're here right now and you are only focusing on getting the longest fast in and not taking care of the other weight loss levers on your journey, it doesn't sound like you trust what you're doing. Because, like Miss Peaceful One said, when the lows come and you can't show up for yourself, then you're walking away from it. Miss Peaceful One, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you. At the same time, I have another super chat from Letty. Hi, Letty. It's been a minute. How are you? Letty's usually in here sharing Chicago sports. I'm wearing my Bears shirt today. Letty says, missed a few lives. Glad to see you today. Letty, welcome. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you for your support as always. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So today we're going to be talking about why you might keep starting over and how to stop it. How many of you are guilty of this? How many of you say, hey, yesterday was Monday. Monday's going to be my day one. Monday's going to be the day I start and it's going to be perfect. And then towards the end of the week, you're starting over. You're giving up. You're saying, well, you know what? I don't want to be accountable. I don't want to show up for myself. We have to get ourselves out of that mindset. And by that, I don't mean, like I said earlier, it isn't going to be a perfect ride. So you have to accept the fact that you are going to have bumps in the road. that you might have a blown tire, your window might get stuck during a rainstorm. I don't know where this analogy is going. You know what I'm saying. But the journey doesn't end. You keep pushing forward as best as you can, because that's how life works. Life isn't going to be perfect. We're going to get thrown curveballs. I've shown you that time and time again. You're crazy if you think that the last 716 days for me has been perfect, because it absolutely has not. Before I continue on as well, yesterday there was a bunch of donations that were gifted, or there were a bunch of memberships that were gifted to many of you. A majority of that was gifted from L, also a smaller portion from Miss Peaceful One. So if any of you had some recent gifted donations, please give some thanks. But there was also a request that I add a new emoji, because it allowed me to create a new emoji. And the request was for a Biscoff cookie. It's one of the things that I eat during my desserts and when I refeed. So there is that new emoji that's there. It's a little Biscoff cookie stuck in pumpkin pie pudding. Just if any of you want to throw that out there, there's another new one out there for you all. So with that being said, let me go ahead. I'm going to scroll up here. Let me just say hi to everyone that's here. It's nice to see you show up for yourselves today. Nice to be here to support others as well. Maggie, May, Deja, Ian, Tommy, Kevin, how's it going? I'm scrolling down just to say hi to other names I might have missed. Aisha, hello. Mandla, how's it going? Blessed Life, nice to see you. Rebecca, how are you? Almadas, hello. Chell, how are you? I said, how are you? Weird. How are you? Megan, hello. Shauna, Judy, Uncle Reggie, hello, hello. Akila, hopefully I said that right. Akila, how are you? Dayru, Margaret from Facebook, Priceman5, nice to see you. Sydney, how's it going? Tech Over Tech, I love that you're back. Hello. Ronnie, how's it going? AH, nice to see you as well. Randall, hello, hello. Did I say hi to Blessed Life? I think I did, but hello again, Blessed Life. Thomas, how's it going? K Betters, welcome, welcome. Is that everyone? Mrs. Angeles, hello. Melly Mel, hello. I feel like there's going to be a day that I can't do this. Elle, nice to see you. Welcome. Elle, I don't know if you heard me talk about the Biscoff cookie, but it is here. Benisha, welcome. Letty, hello again. And I think that's it. Welcome, everyone. So I'm a little scatterbrained today. I didn't have a lot of time to put together everything. It's been a very busy day. I obviously do work for other clients, and I have this client that I just had to finish a lot of work for. So this might be just very scatterbrained, but I'm going to get through this live stream as best as I can. I'm going to take a minute and I'm just going to talk to chat and going to see how all of you are doing. Of course, I'm going to share my accountability and share with you all what I ate yesterday, where my weight is at, what I'm thinking, what I'm struggling with. But I'd love to hear how you are doing as well. Tommy says, sup, J World and my fasting peeps. Not a good day today. I ate at 12 a.m. and my weight went up this morning. I'm struggling with late night eating. I've been researching circadian rhythms. Tommy says, do you know anything about this? I just want to stop eating so late. I've got to get better. No, I will be better. Hashtag, I'm really trying. And Tommy, I know you're really trying because you're here every day. And so when you ask about circadian rhythms, for me, the only thing that I do is I give myself a really good sleep routine. I'm very strict about the way I sleep. I prioritize it in a way that I never have before. I do not bring the phone with me when I go to bed anymore. I don't doom scroll in that way. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I don't look for the phone. I will get back in bed and fall asleep. To the point now where if it's at around 9:30, 10 p.m., I'm literally falling asleep. I don't know if that's just me getting older or because of the sleep routine or a combination of the two, but that's part of working on my weight loss lever of sleep, of rest and recovery. And because of that, I don't even have to set an alarm in the morning. I literally wake up with the sun. I pretty much sleep around the same time, wake up at around the same time. Getting into that routine is very, very helpful for me and Tommy. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it is for you as well. Now, here's the thing about eating late at night. So you're eating at midnight, but is that your only meal? Or are you eating another meal hours before that? And then you find yourself eating at midnight. Now, if that's what you're doing, you're eating two meals. And I don't know what your meals typically look like at midnight. I know you've shared with us every now and then, but maybe the question you have to ask yourself is, okay, you might be eating late at night, super late at night, and I'm not here to judge you on the time that you sleep, but is there a reason that you're sleeping past midnight? Could you sleep earlier? How is your sleep? Is that something you're working on? Because if that is broken, that could be the issue right there. Now, if you're like me, when I refeed, I eat super late. Lately, it hasn't been super late, but at the very beginning of my refeeds, I was literally eating at around 8, 9, 10 p.m. And I would be eating until maybe 2 in the morning. And one of the reasons that I did that was because I would be so tired that I could no longer eat. I was literally falling asleep. Now, is it the best to eat super late at night? No. There are studies about all of that, and I totally get that. But for me, I had to do it to stop me from overeating in the evenings. It's one of the reasons that I keep my refeeds later at night. It's helpful for me. I'm not saying that everyone has to do that. If you eat earlier and you can control what the rest of your evening looks like, more power to you. For me, I've gotten better about that. But for you, Tommy, I don't know where you're at with that. So for you, it might mean if you're eating super early, like 5 p.m., and you're white knuckling it to make it through the rest of the evening, then maybe you don't eat at 5 p.m. Maybe you eat at 7 p.m. Maybe you eat at 8:30 p.m. So then you don't find yourself eating at midnight if you're eating an additional meal. Again, I don't know exactly what your routine looks like, but those are the first two things that I would start paying attention to. How's your sleep? And when are you refeeding? Maybe start from there. Keep us posted, Tommy, but thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Deja says, been messing around with ChatGPT to make an ADF plan for body recomp after I hit my 100 pounds, down to focus on muscle gain with slower, more manageable fat loss to reach my final goal weight. That's pretty much where I'm at currently, Deja. That's a good way to get some help there. I've asked questions to ChatGPT before to kind of just, maybe run a scenario of what it's going to take to lose X, Y, and Z. And it is helpful in that way. I love that for you. Thank you for sharing that. Ian says, I finished an 18-hour fast this morning and ate breakfast, had a beef casserole for lunch with plenty of veg, up 0.2 pounds, so I'll call that a stall. We go again. Ian, thank you for sharing with us. Congrats on an 18-hour fast. Some people might be reading this right now, and you might be saying to yourself, why is Jerome reading this? This isn't success. And I want you to know right now that this is not only success, but it's accountability. It's being honest about what you're doing. And Ian might call it a stall, but if Ian has ever been in a stall like this before and has completely turned his back away from his journey versus what He says, here we go again. This is a win. Not every single day is going to be perfect. And exactly what I'm saying here, why you keep starting over and how to stop. And here's Ian not starting over and saying, we go again. We go again, we go again, we go again. We don't turn our back away from it and then order $100 worth of Grubhub. We don't turn our back away from it and say, well, the week is shot, might as well eat for the next 5-6 days in a row. And I'm not saying that you can't. If that's what you want to do it. But you need to make that conscious effort and be like, this is what I want to do. I am making this decision versus, fuck it. I'm not going to do anything this week. Who cares? There's a big difference between making the conscious decision versus just throwing everything away. Thank you for sharing with us, Ian. Kevin says 63 hours into a 155 hour. Kevin grinding away as usual. Doing my ankle therapy 3 times daily, which includes sticking my leg up to the knee. Am I saying that right? Sticking your leg up to the knee in ice water for 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine. I can't even pronounce what that type of massage is, but my kids can't stop laughing. Kevin, I love that you are doing what you need for yourself, taking care of yourself, prioritizing your health. Congrats on being 63 hours into another 155-hour fast. Kevin, how many fasts have you had in a row now that are over 100 plus hours? It's been a good amount, right? Or how many have you done? Even if there wasn't one that wasn't 100, how long has it been? You've been pretty much grinding this through. Thank you for sharing with us, Kevin. Mandla says, hey, Finally Fasting fam. Hi, Mandla. Day 21 of my fasting journey. And here we go again. Someone sharing day 21 in, not starting over, just pushing forward. I'm 29 hours fasted right now and planning to break at 42 hours. Mandla, congratulations. Let us know tomorrow if you make that 42. This is what I'm talking about. It's not like Mandla's journey for the last 21 days has been perfect, but Mandla has been showing up, sharing with us. And some days you push. Mandla's 29 hours right now, pushing to break at 42. Amazing. But not every day is going to be like that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you for sharing with us, Mandla. Aisha says, I'm 141 hours fasted. Finally broke through my stall. Congrats, Aisha. Down 2 pounds from yesterday. My weight this morning at 182. Got up a few minutes before 4, drank over 3 liters of water, and walked a 20-minute mile today. Congrats, Aisha. Thank you for sharing with us. 141 hours in at this point. I love that you broke through your stall. Yesterday, Aisha talked about being in a stall. For many people, when they step on the scale and the weight doesn't move or the weight pushes itself up, what do? They start over. They say, well, why am I putting all this work in? What is this doing? Look at the scale. It's not doing anything. When in reality, your body is doing things. Who cares what the scale says? And yes, easier said than done, even from me. I still get that way. I talked about that yesterday as well. Sometimes the scale messes with my head, but I trust the process. Just like Aisha trusts the process. Still goes for her walk, gets her water in, takes care of herself, makes sure to push through the fast, and keeps going. Thank you for sharing with us, Aisha. I love that for you. Elmadis says accountability check, day 18. I love when people are sharing how long they've been at it for. No starting over. Exactly what I'm talking about. No hunger, zero cravings, succeeded in pushing breakfast to after lunch as a dessert, more flexible. I can cross my legs easily. Good day. Crossing my legs easily. That's a huge non-scale victory. Yesterday, we had a really long conversation, or at least I had a long conversation about non-scale victories. Here's another one. This is something that I do as well. I was never, especially when I was morbidly obese, I could not cross my legs. And I don't always cross my legs, but I do it from time to time when I'm on the train or wherever. And it's crazy that I'm able to do that because I was never able to do that before. Right? Like just to go like this, right? And that's another huge non-scale victory is being able to do something like that. I couldn't do that 2 years ago. You gotta be kidding me. If I would even try to do something like, there's no way. And I could sit like that for a while doing that. I'm just saying, another non-scale victory. That's great, Almadas. Thank you for sharing with us. Okay, I'm scrolling down here just to see if other people are sharing anything in particular. Akila says, this is the first time I haven't been starting over, actually. Akila, and I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but look at what you're sharing with us. I'm at day 22. I'm supposed to reach into the 240s by 30. By day 30, I'm 251 pounds now. Congrats on being 22 days in. Congrats on not starting over. But I love that you are working on yourself and you're telling yourself to just keep pushing forward. But I'm going to say this as well, Akila, whether you get to 200, if you get into the 240s by day 30 or not, I don't want you to sweat it either. I mean, you're super close to get into the 240s. I can't imagine you not, as long as you continue showing up. But I'm just going to say, whether you hit it or not, show up for yourself. Keep pushing forward. Actually, Akila, if you're able to make it another day, or when you catch us on a live stream, let me know. Let everyone know that you were able to get into it. People are here. People here are very supportive. We're all rooting for each other, and I'm rooting for you too, Akila. Thank you for sharing with us. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Randall says, hello, fasting fam. Using ADF, my weight has consistently went down. Friday, I was 210. Today at 205. Congrats, Randall. How's the ADF going? Is it feeling good? Have you been pretty consistent doing ADF? Any issues with that? Do you find yourself doing OMAD every now and then? I ask these questions. These are questions I ask during my coaching sessions anyway, but sometimes it's good to maybe even speak that out. So please feel free to share with everyone else here as well. Thomas says, hello, is your goal weight still 130? So I've said this before, Thomas, 130 might be the number I'm aiming for, but I'm really not concerned about the number on the scale. I'm more concerned about losing excess body fat and keeping my muscle or building additional muscle. So for me, if I were to add more muscle, 130 might not be that number. It might be higher than that. Or I might have a lot more excess body fat than I realize, and maybe that number is less. So right now, I'm not even concerned about that. I'm more concerned about my body composition, having less excess body fat and having more muscle, if that makes sense. I've reached my goal, but I always feel I can go down a little more. I changed my goal 10 pounds since I got to my first goal. And I mean, only you know that, Thomas. Ask yourself, do you have additional body fat? Do you have excess body fat? How are your other non-scale victories looking like? What does your blood work look like? What's your energy look like? Could you afford to actually lose additional weight? I mean, only you can answer that. So I love that you're just here and you know that maybe there's another goal to strive for. So keep us posted, Thomas. Yeah, that's because I still see a little love handles. Same for me. It looks like when I look at myself, I still have additional belly fat. And so I'm continuing to work on getting that off. Tech Over Tech says, hey, ended my 60-hour fast and started my refeed. Is it weird that I'm ready to actually go back to fasting already even though I really haven't eaten anything. This is common for many people, Tech Over Tech. And so you need to feel that out. You need to also ask yourself, if you are, let's say, overweight or obese, and you know you have more fat to lose, then maybe it's calorie-wise, maybe it isn't something to worry about at the moment. If you gave yourself a good refeed, it was nutrient dense, you ate clean foods, then I don't think there's anything wrong with hitting your timer and going again, especially if you have more weight to push off or more excess body fat to lose. I don't think it's weird. Many people feel this way, especially when people fast for long periods of time. Their appetite isn't the same. My appetite is a little different than others. I can still eat so much even after a long fast, but you'll have to keep us posted, Tech Over Tech. Congrats on the 60 hours. Proud of you for getting back on it. I hope you continue to show up and let us know how you're doing. Thank you for sharing with us, Tech Over Tech. Am I missing something? Oh, Spike. Spike with a $10 super chat. Spike, it's been a minute. Where have you been? I haven't seen Spike in a sec here in a minute. Spike with a $10 super chat. Spike, thank you for the support. Spike says 45 hours into a 100-hour fast. Congrats, Spike. Anyone notice it's easier to fast in certain seasons? Fall and winter, I can fast so much longer than summer. Really? I don't know if I've noticed that, actually. But maybe for me, it's a little different because I've just been pretty consistent when it comes to fasting in general. Does anyone notice that? Do some of you fast better during the season? Spike, what's your goal here? What happens after the 100? Are you reaching for a goal weight? You'll have to keep us posted. Spike, thank you for the huge donation. I appreciate the support. Thank you for the donation, Spike. It's nice to see you. Show up more. Spike used to be here a lot more often, and I'm not trying to guilt you into it, Spike. I mean, I appreciate you being here. So thanks, Spike. Thanks for the support. I'm going to try to scroll back up here and see if I can get back to where I was at, but I might not exactly. Okay. Here we are. AH says starting fasting again with 36 sixes. 36 sixes. That's right. Doing 36-hour fasts and then a 6-hour refeed. So like in ADF, completed the second fast after 5 hours. Congrats on getting through your first. Goal is to lose summer's weight gain. Keep us posted, AH. And my advice for anyone here as well, and you'll hear me say this, if you're not able to get through a 36, no shame, no guilt, no embarrassment, right? If you're not able to get through a 36-hour fast, you break, you refeed, and you go again. You just keep pushing on your journey. No starting over. No saying, I'm going to wait till Monday. If you want to eat the next couple of days, that's up to you. But you know how this game works. It's the long game. Everyone in here, anyone who's in here right now, you should be in here for the long game. Sure, if you want to be in here and you want to push a 30-day fast or whatever that might be my guest, as long as you can healthily do it. But can you still show up after? Can you still keep the weight off? That's the bigger question for many of us here. Thank you for sharing with us, AH. Okay, I'm going to see if there are a couple more in here. We're about 30 minutes in. Mrs. Angelis says, I did really bad this weekend. I was visiting dad who's battling cancer and ended up gaining 4 pounds. I've lost 2 already. Currently, almost 21 hours fasted. So first of all, Mrs. Angelis, I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. I can only imagine what that's like for you. I mean, I have many family members who are going through that or who have passed away from cancer. So I can only imagine. And this is also a reminder for other people who are here right now. This is what life is like not for everyone, but for some people. And I guess what I'm trying to say is life is going to do what it's going to do. And many of us, sometimes we don't know how to deal with those situations. Sometimes many of us deal with it with food. If we're stressed out, if we're upset about something, or even as simple as being bored with something. And so, with where Mrs. Angeles is at, I can only imagine how hard it is to even think about taking care of herself when there are probably other things that are going through her mind. So, for you to even just share with us and be accountable in this way is huge. I appreciate you doing that, especially sharing something so vulnerable in this way. I love that you were able to drop the 2 pounds that you put on. I think that's also a reminder that you and I both know that you didn't put on 4 pounds of fat over the weekend because you just saw 2 of it drop off. Congrats on getting through your 21-hour fast. I don't know how long you're going for, but keep us posted. Again, so sorry to hear about your dad. If it helps, please feel free to come in here and chime in. Honestly, Mrs. Angeles, if you ever want to reach out and shoot me an email just to talk or vent about something, please feel free to do that too. So, but keep us posted either way. I mean, I know I see you here pretty often, so thank you for sharing with us. Dayru says, I did fasting over a year. I did fasting, this is for over a year, and got to my goal. That looks like that's what you're saying. But then I took some time off fasting, and sure enough, I ended up gaining 12 pounds, so back to it. Appreciate you being here, Dayru. What's your plan look like? What are you doing fasting-wise? I don't know if you've shared with the rest in here, but I always go through chat later, so I love seeing what people are up to. And maybe this time around, Dayru, when you lose the 12 pounds, because I know you can, I know you will, that you can keep it off for good after that, or at least, you know, in a respectable range. Keep us posted, Dayru. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being accountable in that way. Melly Mel says, I was craving fast food so bad last night. I was kind of in a similar place. It wasn't fast food per se, but I was craving extra food last night after my refeed. I actually went on Uber Eats and put stuff in my cart 3 or 4 times and then deleted. Couldn't do it. Currently 24 hours fasted. So happy I didn't give in. Congrats to you, Melly Mel. How many of you have done this? Because this used to be me. I literally would be 20 some hours fasted, and I would then start getting on my phone and I would go on either Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub. I think the 2 that I was using back then was Grubhub and DoorDash. And I would literally add everything that I wanted to eat on the app. And all I had to do was just hit checkout. And 99.9% of the time I did. It wasn't even that much of a negotiation for me. I eventually was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to start tomorrow. I haven't downloaded, I don't have that app. I don't have any delivery apps on my phone anymore. And I'm not saying that you have to delete yours, especially if you have better control, but I know me. And I know I don't need it because I tell myself, if I really want to get food, I'll just go and get it. Or if I really want fast food, I'll go and pick it up. But I get it. I totally understand. Melly Mel, kudos to you for getting through it. Hopefully this is the beginning of breaking out of that habit. So it makes me wonder how many times you've been in that situation and then you just ended up succumbing to ordering. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's big. I know you're not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure there are other people who have gone through that as well. Trumpet. Hey, Trumpet, how's it going? Hi, everyone. I'm down 3.5 kilo or kg, being pretty consistent with my fasting, but I didn't go as long as I should, but I'm still losing weight, which is really exciting. And these are the profound, I guess, reflections or profound moments that we have is that, yeah, maybe you didn't go as long fasting wise, but you're still losing weight. And maybe you're still working on your diet. Maybe you're getting some extra steps in. You're working your other weight loss levers outside of just fasting and having that as the only priority. Congrats, Trumpet. I'm being 3.5 kilo down. Am I saying that right? Do I say 3.5 kilo or do I say 3.5 kg? Or am I supposed to say 3.5 kilograms? I always forget which is the correct one. Or maybe I can say all of them. I don't know. Greg says 24-hour again on a roll. Congrats, Greg. Love that for you. Thank you for sharing with us. Blessed Life says 38 hours into my fast. Congrats on the 38. I feel a sense of rush because I want this weight gone for good for my long-term health. I'm making progress, but it's slow. And it puts me in a state of pressure, even though I know it's normal. Well, at least you know it's normal. And maybe I'm wondering, why the state of pressure? Is it the pressure of making sure that you're consistently losing weight? Is it the pressure that you have to fast for longer? Are you pressured because you feel like this isn't going to last long? I mean, I know you're here pretty often, Blessed Life. So I think me and everyone else here wants you to lose this weight for good as well. And sometimes it's going to take time. I mean, look at how long I've been on this journey for. It's been almost 2 years now. I'm 2 weeks away from 2 years doing this. And I'm not even at my goal, but I'm okay with it. It takes time. I'm in it for the long run. And hopefully you are too. And hopefully other people who are in here are in it for the long run. Thank you for sharing with us, Blessed Life. Hi, Tanisha. Nice to see you. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. We're 40 minutes in. I'm just going to see if I missed anybody who I haven't said hi to. Sleck, how's it going? Happy Bunny is in here too. Made it to the live. Welcome, Happy Bunny. Working on my rhythm and it's kind of coming together. I remember Happy Bunny so well because Happy Bunny first came in here and was really struggling. And it looks like Happy Bunny's putting some of those pieces together. Walked 2 miles today on a 10-day streak. Congratulations. Been to the gym 11 times this month. Planning to fast Saturday. And like I said before, remember when Happy Bunny wasn't even going to the gym, even though they had a membership and I can't remember if you were afraid to go or there was something stopping you from going, and look at you now, a 10-day streak. Congrats, Happy Bunny. Thank you for sharing that with us. Deja says, Jerome, I watched some of your old videos and the size of your salad bowl cracked me up. I think a lot of people talked about that salad bowl that I have. It wasn't even completely full. The bowl itself was just massive. It was easier to mix the salad in. And I was like, why am I going to put this in another bowl? I'm just going to eat straight out of the bowl. You know what I mean? I remember those days. I definitely remember. Okay, let me scroll down here. Margaret asks, when did you say you were going to have another DEXA scan? So I actually got this scheduled, I think 2 days ago. My next DEXA scan is going to be on November 6th, everyone. November 6th. November 6th will be my 2-year anniversary of Imperfect Consistency. It'll be my 2-year anniversary of not saying I'm going to start over, not saying welcome to day one. And I say this with full confidence at this point. I am never going to have another day one. I'm at this point where I know that I have to continuously show up for myself, even if the days are bad. So November 6th, I'm going to have a DEXA scan, and hopefully I'll be able to share the results with you afterwards. I'm hoping the results are going to be better, because if they're not, well, then it looks like I might have some extra work to do, but I guess we'll see what that looks like. Lisa, you ordered a call with me and it never happened. When was this, Lisa? Email me. Have you emailed me? I usually, when people miss a session with me or one doesn't come through, I usually email people back and I let them know, like, hey, you're 5 minutes late. Here's the link to the session. I would also see when you schedule with me to see if you put the correct email address in. And I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm just saying I always get to all my scheduled appointments. So reach out to me, Lisa. You can email me at finallyfasting@gmail.com. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, let me scroll down here. Where do I go to find the basics? For fasting, I do have a playlist called Fasting for Beginners. I don't know if you're asking me or you're asking specifically basics of fasting, but you can check that playlist out. Spike says, I'm going to keep rolling fast 72 to 100 hours till I'm down like 20 pounds. Keep us posted, Spike. Keep us posted. I love to hear that. Jonathan says, I need to start losing fat. Help. Jonathan, I mean, we've talked before, haven't we? I know I've seen you in here. Maybe that's where you need to start as well, Jonathan. Maybe the Fasting for Beginners playlist. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I just don't know where you need the help. Where's the help? Is it because you keep starting over, like the title of this live stream? Is it because you are having trouble with your refeeds? I don't know exactly where you need help. I know many of us here need to start losing fat as well. So I think many of us are in a very similar boat. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. I'll try to read a couple more. Oh, Lisa donated $2. Unless that's what you meant. I have no idea, Lisa. Okay. So Lisa says, how do I start? I'm new. I ordered a call. It didn't happen. I'm so bummed. I wanted to chat with you. Lisa, I don't miss my session. So let me know when you booked a call. I'll check my emails, but I always write people back. So the only way that the communication would have failed is if it wasn't the correct email address and it never got to you. So please let me know, Lisa. I'm happy to book time. I'm happy to talk with anyone. I mean, that's literally my goal with anyone I talk to. You're new. I get that. And so I would suggest maybe even looking at the playlist, Fasting for Beginners. And I'm happy to, once we get in touch, we can talk. We can figure things out. So thanks for being here, Lisa. Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. Jonathan asks, how long does bloating and visceral fat go down to the point that you feel a difference? I think this is going to be different for everyone. I don't know if everyone has the same. This depends on how overweight you are. This depends on so many things. For me, even as I lost weight quickly at the very beginning, there was a big part of me that didn't even think I was getting smaller. It took some time before people said it to me. So that's a really vague question, Jonathan. That's going to depend from person to person. Okay, I'm just going to see if there are other people who have, if there are other people who I haven't talked to. Lisa says, I don't have an email. So Lisa, when you said you booked a call, the only way you can book a call is by paying and providing an email address. So I'm not exactly sure then what you meant by that. I don't know. Please keep me posted. Okay, I think we're caught up. So let's get into the nerd stats, everyone. Let's take some time here. Let's talk about where I'm at. Today is day 716 of my journey. I've been doing this for nearly 2 years. I'm 2 weeks away from doing this for 2 years. Has it been the most perfect journey over the last 716 days? Of course not. But the majority of the days have been good. They've been so good that they outweigh the bad days. This has been a journey of imperfect consistency. What do I mean by imperfect consistency? Your fasting doesn't have to be perfect. Your diet, the way you eat, doesn't have to be perfect. The exercise doesn't have to be perfect. But it can be consistent. You can still show up for yourself even on the bad days. Instead of feeling guilty or ashamed and walking away, you can just keep pushing forward. That's how it's been for me. In the last, I'm trying to find my slides here. In the last 90 days, I have been live streaming every single day for added accountability. And in the last 90 days, I have done a lot of shorter fasts and longer fasts. In the last 90 days, I lost the 30 pounds that I had gained a couple months ago. And I lost that pretty quickly in about 5 weeks. It also took about 5 weeks to gain that 30 pounds. But since then, I have really started to lean out. But even during that time, even though that there were some long fasts in there were some shorter fasts. There were days where I ate a ton of calories. But one of the reasons that the weight kept itself off and has continued to trend down is because I keep working on my journey. I keep refining it. I keep tweaking it. I keep optimizing it. Yesterday, I completed my first round of ADF. I had eaten back-to-back days in a row, and now I'm working on another round of ADF. I'm about to do 2 rounds of ADF just to share with you all here. I'm about 17 and a half hours in. Blue Ocean says, what do you do if you're afraid of fasting? What is it that you're afraid of? What is it about fasting that you're afraid of? Are you talking about doing a prolonged fast? Because if you're afraid of fasting for a prolonged amount of time, then don't. All of us fast. Every single day, everyone fasts. If you sleep, you fast. So if you're afraid of fasting a prolonged amount of time, can you fast 16 hours? 14 hours even? I mean, do you find yourself eating every 4 hours? My guess is you aren't. And if you ever want to push that number up, all you have to do is add another 15 minutes. See how that feels. If it feels off or wrong, then break. Work on your other weight loss levers. Hopefully that's helpful, Blue Ocean. I wasn't sure exactly what you meant by that. So that's a good question, though. Some people do feel that way. So I'm currently 17 and a half hours fasted. I'm going to be fasting all day today. Why am I only 17 and a half hours fasted? Well, it's because I refed yesterday. And my goal yesterday was to keep my calories under 3,000. And the real question is, for someone like me who has trouble keeping his calories in check, was I able to keep my calories under 3,000? So I am going to share part of my refeed today. I'm going to share everything that I ate, but I did one of those other videos again where I recorded it differently, and I haven't had time to record the whole thing because it's a much longer video. So you're going to get a sneak peek of the very beginning of the refeed, and then I'll talk about the rest after. So I'm going to bring this up and I will be back after that. All right, everyone, I am breaking another round of ADF. I am currently 42 hours and 15 minutes in, so I'm gonna break my fast here. And to start, which is a pretty normal thing for me to start with my handy chopsticks here, is this big bowl of roasted Brussels sprouts. This is, I think, over a pound of Brussels sprouts. You can see the roastedness of it right there. Good as usual. I also have this bowl, or this little tiny, sorry, I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. I have this tiny bowl of balsamic vinegar. I usually don't like to drizzle it on the Brussels sprouts. I use it more as a dipping sauce because it's pretty strong, but very good. I can't remember the last time I had a refeed where I'm eating or cooking at home without Brussels sprouts. So good. If any of you eat Brussels sprouts, do you use a different kind of glaze? Do you add anything different to it? I like just seasoning it and really roasting it, and the balsamic vinegar is like a good, like acidic flavor that goes along with it. But I'm just wondering, is there a different way that you eat it? And one of the reasons that I eat a lot of Brussels sprouts, well, is one, I love them, but at the same time, it's very low cal, it's a lot of volume, and it really helps with satiety. But remember, if you want this to be long lasting, if you want to eat healthy and do it long term, you still have to find foods that you enjoy. Like, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, don't force yourself to eat it. Don't eat the way I do. I imagine most people aren't just eating 1 pound of Brussels sprouts before they eat another pound of other vegetables and meat and rice. And just in case you're curious, when I cook these are seasoned with salt, pepper, onion powder. I actually use no salt, which is a potassium supplement. It tastes pretty much like salt. I do spray a little oil on it to make sure that it doesn't stick to the pan. That's pretty much it. Pretty good. That's pretty much it. I mean, here's a little of like the leftover leaves. Sometimes I'll eat it. Usually not the really like burned ones, but that's about a pound of Brussels sprouts. On to the next. That's it, everyone. I figured I would just give you a little sneak peek, and then I will have the full video out hopefully tomorrow. But I'm also going to share with you the rest of what I ate yesterday, and it's not going to be on video. I just took screenshots of it, and I think I tried to find the most unappealing shots of me with that. So after the Brussels sprouts, I had, if I can throw this up here, there we go. These shots. This is a gigantic bowl of rice and ground chicken that I had before with stewed tomatoes, corn, and did I say rice? Anyway, this is a huge bowl. I ate about 1 pound of the ground chicken. I ate about 300 grams or so of white rice, about 225 grams of corn, and about 75 grams of stewed tomatoes. And that was my main meal after the Brussels sprouts. And then afterwards, I love these shots. I just took these as I was like editing my video. This is a huge bowl of cottage cheese with pineapple. I normally get blueberries recently, but they were all sold out at the store today. So that's what I had. And then after that, I had dessert. I didn't have bananas, which was unfortunate because my bananas weren't ripe yet. But here's the dessert. And if you see the new Biscoff emoji that I made, I put that one at the back there to imitate the new emoji that I put together for the Biscoffs. This is a huge bowl. And again, these shots are awful, but I thought it was funny to just take awful shots of me. So if you look at this, this is a huge bowl of sugar-free vanilla pudding with canned pumpkin, with protein powder, with protein milk, with pumpkin pie spice, and a ton of Biscoff cookies on top. Now, you can see me eat all of this tomorrow if I get the video done by then. But I ate all of that, and that was pretty much my refeed. Now, here's the thing. What ended up happening after I ate all of that is I ate another 3 packs of Biscoff cookies. I ended up eating 6 packs of Biscoff cookies again because I can't help myself. It's something that I need to be a lot better about. Does it mean because I ate that, I'm just going to give up? I'm just going to throw away the day? I'm just going to start over? No. Yeah, I wish I could have better control with that. And that's something I'll continue working on. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it, over it. I don't want to put myself in that position. Now, here's the thing. Even after I ate all of that yesterday, one of the reasons I've been really enjoying that ground chicken is because of how low the calories were. When you see the video, when you see that huge bowl that I ate, you'll probably be like, that's a lot of food. I mean, literally 1 pound of meat. Now, if you look at the very bottom here, that refeed yesterday was under 3,000 calories. I was able to do that at 2,980 calories. My protein was not at the 190 that I wanted it to be, especially when I'm eating close to 3,000 calories. And that's where the Biscoffs were a mistake, because I ate 6 packs of those Biscoffs, and that was 720 calories because each pack was 120 calories with 1 gram of protein. So think about that. Think of how nutritionally bad that was. That's 6 packs of Biscoffs, 720 calories, and 6 grams of protein. I could have made a better decision, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I still enjoyed it, and I moved on with my life. And I still kept my calories under 3,000. This isn't old Jerome where I would eat 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 calories. Sure, I wish I hit my 190 grams of protein, but like I said, I can't beat myself up about it. I still take this as a win. This is still progress for me. This is me learning how to deal with refeed after refeed after refeed. Not every refeed is going to be perfect. And if you're sitting here watching this or watching the video I put together, judging that refeed, well, that's on you. No one's telling you you have to eat this way. This is me trying to fix me eating 6,000, 7,000 calories every refeed. This is me trying to put some control in what I'm doing, trying to find hacks in eating lower calorie, high volume. Not every day is going to be perfect. I mean, look at the last refeed. Before that, 6,500 calories. My last refeed, I broke with beer and pizza and a bunch of chocolates and cookies. But that was planned. I was out with friends. Not every day is going to be perfect, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so where did that put me weight-wise? If we look here and you look at the very bottom, after eating almost 3,000 calories yesterday, I only put on 2.2 pounds. I pushed up to 146.2. Does that mean I gained 2.2 pounds of fat? No, it doesn't. The math doesn't add up when it comes to that, which is why I know tomorrow when I step on the scale, that number should drop. Hopefully, it's going to drop more than 2.2 pounds. I want to get back into the low 140s. Numbers aside, I'm not too worried about the number on the scale. I'm more concerned about, am I continuing to put myself at a big enough caloric deficit to lose excess body fat? Am I making sure I get up the next day in the morning and go to the gym and lift weights to build muscle, to take advantage of the calories that I've eaten? These are the things that are important for me. My average refeed stats over the last 43, after the last 43 refeeds, my refeed times at around a little over 4.5 hours, average calories per refeed, a little over 4,000. While I don't want my calorie refeeds to be that high, that's just what it is currently. It's a lot better than the 6,000 or 7,000 it used to be. It's a lot better than the 10 or 15,000 it used to be when I would binge, if not more. Average protein per refeed still above 200 grams. So happy with that. It's more than just fasting. Over the last 90 days, My daily step average is somewhere close to 16,000 steps. Yesterday's step count was a lot higher than that, over 17,000, because the day before I only had 7,500 steps. I only had 7,500 steps in. Yesterday was a rest day for me, or the other day was a rest day for me. I'm still way above goal at this point. This morning, after last night's refeed, it's what I did first thing in the morning. Got up, walked about 40 minutes, walked to the gym, lifted heavy, walked another 40 minutes back home. I put the calories to use. I live by what I like to call the 80-20 rule. This isn't something that I made up. This is something that many people do. And if you think about it, the 80-20 rule is very similar to imperfect consistency, where some days you're going to be on your game. Some days you're going to get your fasting routine down, your calories in check, your steps in, your weightlifting strong. And then the other 20% days, or the other 20% of those days, it's not as strict. Those 20% days are days that you're going out with friends, you're grabbing a couple drinks, you're going out to a game, you're going on vacation. In the last 90 days, I have had 76 80% days. The majority of my journey has been on the good side of days. And then in the last 90 days, only 14 of them have been 20% days. Sure, the calorie count is huge. The calorie count is high at close to 6,000 calories, but that's so far and few between. The frequency of those days where that happens is so far and few between. It is so far gone of what my old refeeds look like. So I look at this as progress. It might not be progress for you. You might be saying, how could you eat that much? Why would you eat that much? Because I'm just built differently. I could pretty much out-eat, I would say, the majority of people. All of that food I ate yesterday, which was right at 3,000 calories, my refeed time yesterday was 1 hour and 45 minutes, but I ate the majority of that before dessert at around the 50-minute mark, maybe 55 minutes. That's just how I eat. And that's me trying to just pace myself instead of forcing it down. Because if I were to rush it, I could probably eat all of that in half the time. Anyway, moving on. When we go to my calorie pace, my goal for the month of October is not to lose a specific amount of weight on the scale. My goal for the month of October is to just put myself at a big enough caloric deficit to lose about 3 pounds of excess body fat. If you look at the first week of October, where it's highlighted in yellow, those are the days that I was off pace. Some days I was on pace because I was fasting the entire day. But as we look into week 2, you'll see the majority of those days I was above pace, where it's highlighted in green. If you look at the very bottom on October 14th, I was at a 6,800 calorie deficit. My pace was to be at a 4,700 calorie deficit. And as we move into this week, into week 3, you'll see that I had that 6,500 calorie day where it threw me off pace. And then yesterday I fasted. It brought me back above pace. And then I ate again, which took me off pace. But that calorie count is pushing itself back up in the deficit in the right direction. So I'm not worried about it. I'm still going to keep moving forward. I'm still at pace with what I'm doing. Those are the nerd stats for today. So it's time for Fit Check. If you're wondering what Fit Check is, that's where I stand back here. That's what I show you what I look like physically. Why do I do that? Because that's my transparency. That's my accountability. I'm not saying that you need to stand up and show yourself for a ton of people on the internet, but for me, it's helpful. It keeps me in check. It reminds me that I can't run away, that I can't hide, that I can't overeat or binge. And even if I do, I still need to show up for you, for myself, because I know what it's like to just overeat and then say, well, I already ate bad yesterday. I might as well eat bad again today. It's a lot harder to do that when you have to show yourself to random people on the internet. It's a lot harder in that way. And I'm not, let's get one thing straight. When I say random people on the internet, I'm not talking about the people I talk to on a regular basis. At this point, you're not random people on the internet. I look at all of us as a big community, but you know what I mean. So that's why I do fit check, whether I am feeling lean or like today, I literally just ate 3,000-ish calories about 20 hours ago. So I'm not feeling the leanest, but I want to show my accountability in that way. Regardless, I think it's really important for me to show up in that manner. I have been overweight my entire life. As a child, and I see people throwing up the fit check emoji, which is this picture of me. Growing up as a kid, I was already overweight. By the time I was a teenager, I was already morbidly obese. In my 20s, in my 30s, and even up to my 40s, I have been morbidly obese. And I share these photos so that you understand that I didn't just gain this weight recently. This has been me my entire life. Now, why is that important? It's because even though for someone like me who has been overweight, obese, morbidly obese his entire life, I've been able to now lose that weight naturally and keep it off for almost 2 years. In 2 weeks, it'll be 2 years keeping that weight off. And when I say naturally, that means I don't take any medication. I have not taken GLP-1. I'm not on Ozempic. I'm not on Zepbound or whatever else it might be called. I've never had weight loss surgery. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take your medication. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use GLP-1 or consider weight loss surgery. You need to do what works for you. I just say this so that for somebody here who might be around my age or younger or older, I'm 44. And I thought I would never be able to lose that amount of weight and be as small as I am now and keep it off for this long. I say that for anybody here who thinks, well, there's no chance. I've always been overweight. I've always been morbidly obese. There's no chance. And I'm telling you right now, maybe there is. Maybe there is. Maybe what you're lacking is accountability. Maybe what you're lacking is practicing imperfect consistency. Maybe what you're lacking are those good, healthy habits that you are not practicing because you're so used to just turning your back and only doing the all or nothing. Maybe. So that's my little rant about that. We'll go ahead, we'll do fit check. So even though I'm up about 2.5 pounds or 2.2 pounds right now, I'm wearing one of my smallest shirts that I own. These shirts that I currently have been wearing, these are extra small adult shirts, which are even smaller than the boys shirts that I wear. These are very slim fitting. So here's me showing you, even after being up in weight, even after eating 3,000 calories yesterday. This out of the way. I gotta move this monitor up for the webcam. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. So front shot, I feel like I have to widen my stance. Front shot here. And again, you can see, right? Side shot. Rear. Side. So here's the thing is I could, maybe this is easier to talk. I could buy a bigger shirt. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I keep buying these tighter shirts, especially when it like hugs this area here? But I guess I do it because I feel like I can keep working on myself. It's a chance for me to be like, no, keep working on yourself. You can get to where you want to be. So it's one of the reasons I do that instead of just buying a bigger shirt. And here's the thing about buying a bigger shirt is even if I did buy a bigger shirt, it ends up getting too long on me. This is an extra small. And look at how long this extra small already is on me. I feel like this could be cut right here. So if I even got a small shirt, it would even come maybe even longer. And so that's pretty much fit check. Hopefully I'll drop the bloat that I have today. I'll feel a little, I got to bring this down. I'll feel a little leaner tomorrow. There we go. And that's it. So with that being said, it's time for Q&A, question and answer. I know people ask questions earlier and I try to answer what I can, but if you have any questions that maybe I might have missed, please feel free to ask now. I'll answer what I can. If there's something that you want to talk about specifically, throw it up there. If I have time, I'll be happy to go over that. I think I do have a session later today though, so I have to double check this as well. Lisa, I got your email. I'll email you a little later today. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask now. I'll answer what I can. In the meantime, if any of you are looking for help, additional help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, if you're looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, you can go to finallyfasting.com. You can book a one-on-one session with me. We can go over a game plan. We can go over a strategy to help you get to where you need to be. I'm not an expert at any of this. I'm just somebody who has lived this life. And maybe I have a lot of experience going through this, but I'm going to tell you right now, what these sessions are, they're more for accountability. They're more for guidance. They're more to keep you where you need to be. It's an opportunity for you to show up for yourself in a way that maybe you haven't before. So if that's something you're interested in, finallyfasting.com, you can book something with me. I really do take the time to work with people and try to help them get to where they want to be and change their habits. So finallyfasting.com, if that's something you might be interested in. At the same time, if you want to support me in an additional way, you can go to the link in the description of this live stream and you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. What is the Finally Fasting fam? It's a membership on YouTube. If you notice, there are people in chat who have green next to their name with a little logo that looks like this next to their name. That's because they're part of the Finally Fasting fam. It's just a way to support me. If you do that, you'll get your name at the intros of these live streams. You get to use custom emoji. If you haven't noticed, people use custom emoji. And I think that's it. I might have missed something. But if you join the higher tier, you can join us tomorrow on our second live streams where we go over group coaching is what I was going to say. And it's not just me on camera. Other people hop on, other people share their story. We go over everyone's accountability there. So if that's something you're interested in, take a look at the link in the description of this live stream if you want to be part of that Finally Fasting fam. Miss Peaceful One with another $5 super chat. Miss Peaceful One, thank you for the continued support. I appreciate you so much. Miss Peaceful One with a $5 super chat says, thank you for showing up for yourself and us. I'll be tuned in tomorrow for the Autophagy Live. Oh, you're going to make it. You're going to make it tomorrow. Are you off tomorrow, Miss Peaceful One? I love that for you. I look forward to you hopping on with us here or there tomorrow. Miss Peaceful One, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Thank you for your continued support. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. I'm going to check any other questions if any of you might have any. If not, we might call it a day. Let's see. Margaret and Aisha, as always, what time are you live streaming tomorrow? Actually, tomorrow will be earlier because I want to make sure that I have time. Someone already booked a session tomorrow morning, so it'll have to be after tomorrow's session. I should start clearing my calendar out. This is what happens, everyone. That's why I can't always have a set time, because people book sessions, and so okay. Actually, it's going to have to be later because somebody took that morning time. So tomorrow we're going to do, I would say, anywhere around 1:15 to like 1:30 p.m. Central tomorrow. All right. Because then I'll have to do my second live stream maybe shortly after that. It'll be okay. We'll work it out. So people who have the autophagy live stream, I guess you're about to spend 4 hours with me tomorrow. Maybe. Thank you for the questions, Margaret from Facebook and Aisha. Okay, let me see if there's anything else here. Hi, Sharika. Nice to see you. Daniel says, I would like to do the same as your fasting regimen. Can you share which days are your refeed, which days are fasting? Daniel, my first question for you is, which fasting regimen are you talking about? Are you talking about when I eat every other day? Or are you talking about when I was doing my 4-day fasts or 90-hour fasts? So a little shy of 4 days. Because maybe the better answer for you is, I don't really have set days. I just eat every other day, fast every other day. Sometimes I might eat back-to-back days if I have a social event going on. I practice something that I also call flexibly fasting or flexible fasting. I just throw in a fast whenever I can. I'm always hitting my timer. I push a fast and then I break and I eat and I go again. Daniel, I'm not saying that you can't copy what I'm doing, but I'm going to tell you this. And everybody who's here usually knows how this works, is you have to find what your journey looks like for you. What if one day you're not able to push a 4-day fast, or one day you have a party to go to and you have to break early, or maybe one day you feel like fasting for longer than 46 hours or 42 hours or whatever number that might be. My real advice for you, Daniel, is just start fasting. Hit your timer, break when you're ready, and go again. If you're trying to push a longer fast, then ideally go for a longer fast. But if you want to know what my current plan is like right now, I'm fasting all day today. I'm eating tomorrow night. I'm fasting on Thursday, eating on Friday, fasting on Saturday, eating on Sunday. Pretty much every other day. Now, that might get broken if I have something coming up, but I think right now I don't have anything in the foreseeable future. I'm trying to plan days, if I do go out with friends, to have it on my feeding days. Hopefully that's helpful, Daniel. Keep us posted. If anything, please just keep us posted. George, how's it going, George? 40 hours into 80-hour fast, literally laying my head on my desk. It's pretty tough today. I feel that, George, and you probably know where this is going to go to, and I'm going to tell you this. If it is that difficult, if you cannot function, and maybe you can, I'm guessing you're fine. Maybe it's just hard at the moment, but if it's time to break, it's time to break. Don't feel guilty about it. What you need to do then is, if you're breaking earlier at 40 hours, then it just means keep the refeed clean. Keep it as clean as possible. And I'm not trying to deter you. You want to push at 80, do 80. Keep us posted. I just don't want you to think that you don't have backup plans in place. Hopefully that's helpful, George. Thanks for showing up. Nice to see you here. Sharika, as soon as I get off of this live stream, I am emailing you first thing. No, and I know you're joking, but I owe you an email, so I'll get right back to you. I'll get right back to you, Sharika. Thank you for the reminder. Thanks for the reminder. Tanya says, "Would you be coaching after you move?" I will. I will. But I guess I haven't shared this yet. But things are going to change in a little bit because I'm going to be picking up some extra work with some of the marketing stuff I do. That I do with other clientele. So I'm still going to be coaching. I'm still going to be making videos. I'm still going to be doing live streams. It's just the order or the frequency of that happening might not be as frequent. So, but yes, I'll still be coaching after I move. Oh, you're not going to be able to make it, Elle? It's okay. Next week, we'll still go over your goals for the week. So thanks for letting me know. Sean, I'm moving to the Philippines. Sean says, what country are you moving to? I'm moving to the Philippines. Deja says, I think I'm going to join the Autophagy group. That's great. We'd love to see you. How do we get the spreadsheet and post our results or see other people's? So I need to grant you access to that. So you have to be part of the group before you can request that. But that's pretty much how it works. So if you end up joining, we look forward to seeing you there. Maybe if you do join and you feel comfortable, you can jump on camera as well and talk to us on there. So I guess we'll see. We'll see, Deja. Also, is it a different time every day? So it's always on a Wednesday. Now, on Wednesdays, the times are currently different because I'm still in the middle of transition before I move out of the country. But once I move, I'm going to try to keep it at the same time every Wednesday. But that day isn't going to change. Even though when I'm in the Philippines, it'll be Thursday, but it'll still be Wednesday in the States. I'm pretty sure it'll stay that way. So it's not a different platform. It's still on YouTube. There's a way I do it. You'll understand if you join. So, okay. Yeah, Daniel, I no longer do 90-hour fasts. I mean, I still do them from time to time, but I don't do long 90-hour fasts over and over and over at this point. So no need to apologize. No need to apologize. Mark with a $10 super chat. Malungai Mark, it's so nice to see you. Mark, I got your message, by the way. I'll get back to you. Mark says, stopping by, showing some love. I appreciate that, Mark. It's so nice to see you. I know it's been a minute. Been off the grid for a bit, but clawing back into the grind. Thanks for continuing to show your consistency. I have to, man. I have to. And I mean, I know you know this, Mark, and I'm always rooting for you. I'm always rooting for you. So I'll get back to you. We'll talk. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you're sharing with us. And I know it's not easy, but maybe you'll notice it here too. There's a lot of support lately, and there's a lot of people who are rooting for everyone in here. So hopefully you can see that as well, Mark. Mark, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate the huge support. Thank you so much always for your continued support. Thank you so much. Okay, let me scroll back up. Just let me see if there's a couple more things to maybe note here. No worries, Aisha. That's okay. Slack, yes. I'll email you too. I know you and I have to talk, Slack. So let's have a conversation as well, Slack. I'll email you after this as well. Okay. John says, Jerome, how you doing? I miss your live streams. We'll watch them later. John, it's so nice to see you. It's been a minute. Yeah? Man, you have done such a great job. I appreciate that, John. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. I think that might be it. Yeah? That's it. I still have a lot to do, everyone. I would love to just hang. Maybe one day. I know people always ask me, what am I going to do when I celebrate 1 year or 2 years? But the one thing that I haven't done yet, and I don't know how you would feel about this, everyone, but would you like me to do a live stream one day where I'm just eating, or would that trigger you? Would that be a trigger? Maybe I should just do it to try, but I don't know if I would trigger people doing that. Or if you knew it was just a refeeding live stream. I have never refed on my live stream before. That would be different if I did that. But maybe it might be fun. I don't know. Blessed Life is like, yes. I don't know if that would be polarizing. Maybe some people would be half and half with that, but maybe I'll give it a shot. Miss Peaceful One says no trigger. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. John says, Jerome, I'm down 25 pounds, but want to lose more. I was here when you came back live that night, when you came back on YouTube. So glad you came back. What a success story. Thank you for the kind words, John. But I know you can do it too. I know you can, just like everyone in here. Here's the thing, and I'm going to drill this down over and over and over. All of us can do this. All of us are capable of doing this. The only thing that's missing for many of us is the consistency part. Can you continue to show up? Can you continue to work on your other weight loss levers outside of just fasting? Can you get your head out of I got to fast for this long? If I don't fast for this long, what's the point? If I step on the scale and it moves up in weight, then what's the point? If I don't get my steps in for the day, then what's the point? I'm going to keep drilling this down. This is why I really spend a lot of time sharing with a lot of you how some days are really bad. Even today, when I talked about my refeed and I ate 6 packs of cookies. Yeah, it happened. So what? It doesn't mean I'm not going to work out this morning or go for my walk. And I'm not picking on you, John. I hope you don't think that. I appreciate the kind words, and I would love to see you push that weight down. I mean, at the same time, even while you're here right now, how do we help you? How do we get you there? How do we get you to keep pushing that down? Are you working on other things outside of fasting? And maybe that's a question that you need to ask yourself. Are you still being consistent even on the bad days? That's another question you should continue asking yourself. Anyway, John, thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing with us, and thank you for the kind words. Seems like some of you would enjoy if I did that. Sid says, day 10 of a 30-day fast. Encouraged to go the whole way now that I'm in the double digits. Sid, keep us posted. I love that for you. Congrats on 10 days in, but you already know what I'm going to say. If it ends up not getting to 30, no shame, no embarrassment, no guilt. Just show up for us. Show up for yourself. Keep us posted. Keep working on the other things that are important outside of just fasting. But I'm not going to take that away from you, Sid. 10 days is amazing. I love that for you. Keep us posted tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by and letting us know. Okay, everyone, that's it for me. Yes, Miss Peaceful One. No. I got what you meant. So before I go, one last thank you to Miss Peaceful One, to Letty, to Lisa, and to Malungai Mark. Thank you all for the donations today. Thank you for all the additional support. I want to thank all of my Finally Fasting fam members. Right now, I think I have over 200 and something members. There's so many of you because of all the gifted donations. So thank you all for that additional support as well. I appreciate you all so much. And then thank you to all my regulars, to the ones that are here every day, the ones that are kind and supportive to everyone that shows up. I appreciate you being an extension of me, helping people out in the chat. That's really helpful for me. So with that being said, that's all I got. Oh, I forgot to remove all this stuff here. I need 1 second. So I'm just going to pretend I'm closing. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm closing things off so I can do this properly. Okay. Here's my obligatory wave. We're going to do this again tomorrow. All right. Can you show up for yourself? Remember, you're not alone. We're doing this together. I'm fasting all day today. You can too. All right. I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.